back in my day, which was like 3 months ago, wasn't that bad. But now that they've patched it to where like you do less damage per hit,
Yeah, you can't get
like
one shot
losing on
anymore.
wave 8, like you shouldn't be playing it.
Oh, I got a decent roll.
Welcome to
What class do you
Nova.
pick? Because I used
Redraw.
to play redraw. I
So
don't want redraw.
I played Lock-in Butcher for probably a year, and then I didn't play very like competitively. I just kind of like played off and on for like a year, and then
Dude, I'm gonna do locking. That sounds awesome. I'm fucking getting the new guy.
Consider it done.
Okay, I can get behind locking. And get rid of all these dudes that don't.
Dancer, nice. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, you have to take Pilgrim. You have to take Pilgrim. Pilgrim Dancer is so fucking broken. Holy
Which
shit.
one?
The Desert Pilgrim.
Yeah, I'm taking him.
It's
I'm
so
trying to
broken.
decide if I want Lord of Death or Sea Dragon.
Hades is better than the Dragon. Pilgrim and Dragon are redundant. Take both. That's a good roll. If you get Grarl,
No,
it's
I kind
even
of like
better
the
than...
best roll in the game. I'm not worried about it.
20 seconds.
Wait, did I already? Yeah, I did. Fuck.
I didn't even know lock-in was a class, dude. I played YOLO and Chaos only for the past. So,
Wait, you played redraw last game, no? What is that?
I played Chaos and got fucked. I think Chaos is so good if you have good teammates, because you can build the most balanced team as long as your teammates know what they're doing.
Oh, bro, the guy who sends to you... Okay, they both have really expensive stars, which means that we're probably chilling. Easy Wild Shrimp hold, no snail on one. We also never... Actually, I'll leak him if I get a DT here. No, I send to the Dancer guy. I never leak him. If you send DT, can you ever afford that? No.
Why?
Dragon Turtle. It's okay.
You mean the snail?
No. Wait,
It's
shit.
a dragon turtle, man.
It's the third one.
No, I didn't
Oh,
have
Steve.
40, man. I don't know where you think I'm getting this money. Listen, the play, and I know it sounds weird, but we can get a diamond on this play. The play is extra money goes straight to king upgrade for the first 10 licks.
I'm down for that.
And the reason why you don't think about it much, but if we send and they kill the unit, we're fucked by that. Oh
Yeah,
my
give
God.
him the money. Yeah, I remember that game that you starved me every single round. It was toxic.
Did we play together?
We played together, and I went super late, and it was a great game. And then the next game, you were on the enemy team, and you starved the fuck out of me. Like, you didn't send me, like, anything. Like, ever.
No, because if...
I had no money.
That's what... Listen, there's so many new players, because I think this game went on sale. But, like, you're not supposed to just constantly use your money to see...
Yeah, I used to do Income King all the time. I think I hold this. Even though it's sitting through 3.
I don't think I hold them. I didn't know it was
I'm just
going
two workings. Yeah, maybe I don't hold this.
Listen, Brute Wave 3 strat's been around for years, and it's still busted.
Does Wild Strip ever outdeal the Brute one? I mean, at least the Brute one. That's not that bad.
But you got all of your other units.
Yeah. That wasn't that bad.
I didn't get any. I'm so fucking...
Okay.
Because I teach school. And like, I guess I enjoy it. I'm not doing it next year, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. But, like, it wears me out, and I'm also, like, expected
What
not
the fuck?
be out drinking.
Wait, what did you do? Wait, what did you...
I know, dude. Don't tell you about it. I thought it was the other dragon.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was the dude that healed, and I was like, I'm busted, I win, and then it wasn't.
You know what?
But I
love it.
Listen, I think it's gonna work out. I know it looks bad. I think it's gonna work okay.
Dude, they'll never expect it. Oh my god.
Because the dragon does good damage. The dragon does good damage. He needs his way back.
Oh my fuck. Wait, did they save on us? Oh shit, I pushed full workers. Are they full
I'm saving
us?
till 7.
To 7? I'm broke as shit. I need to stop pushing. I need to start building. Hopefully they go for 6. I get canopy. 190 next, so that'll be pushing it. Yeah, your guy's horrible 7. My guy's bad on 6. Oh, they saved again. Oh my gosh. I actually probably hold this. Actually, I'm pretty confident.
I wish I could go to the ball.
Oh, I love it.
I don't think Canada has the problem. Like, I'm sure y'all have problems. Like, I watched a video of a dude getting curb stomped by 6 kids, and 3 of them were 12 years old on a bus the other day. Like, I don't think that happens where you are.
It does, dude. The people here are fucking insane.
I think you guys are at least smarter than we are, because we talk about it if it happens. If it happens to you guys, y'all just keep it on the down low and keep going.
I mean,
But that's my school. Like, those are kids I teach. No, there's no way DeMarcus did that. And they're like, well, DeMarcus won't be coming to your school. I assumed that, but like,
oh, my head.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It is okay.
I'm sending.
So they die here. Or no, next. You're sending
I'm
7.
sending Dino.
Yeah, so I leaked mine out a little bit. I didn't actually send more. Yo, Dino, I need to send like.
Send Fiend.
No, my guy's Shadow Dancer, right? I have to send.
You want to send Fiend to your monster? But
Not enough material.
you have more HP than the other guys. Dude, what the fuck? Snails.
No, so his whole team's Shadow Dancer, right? So Piercing Fortified. The snails are good against both of his stats or whatever.
I gotta make a play here.
I hear the desert's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up 85.
I'm down 65. Well, I mean, this is easy. Like, we never get this.
Should be okay.
If you send next as well on 8, then oh yeah, he fucking built nothing. Wait, oh, he built a deep port. That's actually not bad. Fuck, well, I'm gonna get smacked here. He's got...
Dude, listen, I'm not even... When did you start playing this game?
Oh, wow, I've been playing for a while, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, before the season 2023 patch, this game was easy. When they patched it, dude, I'm like all over the place. Like, my strategies don't work.
Yeah. I just play
And
super high income games every single time. Yeah, see, dude, my snails worked, because I'm good at sending and shit, I just don't...
Well, like, I have the Shadow Dancer. If I can just get to you, I'd be built pretty good for at least 5 years.
Not enough material.
Yeah, it's quite strong. Okay.
We gotta hold this wave.
Yeah, no, this is an easy hold. We should do some regen.
The only issue with my roll is I didn't get a tank.
I'm chilling this way. Oh, do you have a reroll? You should,
I
right?
guess I do. Yeah.
They're saving for. Well, I mean, we never leave 9, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
grab
Blood
some
Man.
tanks. I don't need balls anymore. I don't want any more sharks. I don't really want any more sea dragons. I'll cut that up too. Okay. I'm set.
My guy.
I'm saving for time.
They're gonna send it. If they save to 10, we probably die.
Do you want to send now?
I just want to live.
I do too. It just might be. We might just have bad luck this game.
Fuck, I full built. I'm still down 15.
I'm down.
Mudman's good here. You're down bad. Oh no, it's not that bad.
I'm still saving
Okay.
till 10.
You know what? Fuck. Well, you know what? My guy probably leads 10. But I'm gonna do. I'm gonna safe. I'll play it safe and do king ups. This is good. This is good.
I'm done, dude. I'm
Yeah.
out.
It's okay though. I talked to someone from I'm looking I think we die. Fuck.
Okay. I'm not gonna get a.
Just try playing eco.
I'll play
just
eco
do
next.
income king. Like, cause you had a really good, like your rolls are really good. Wait, we're literally gonna survive. Oh my god, wait, play it over.
Not yet.
Oh, I pushed 10 workers. Yeah,
You're
Regen's
way
next.
ahead.
Yeah, because I play eco, bro.
But back
It
in
works
my
against
day.
guys who's that say. So unless they, because like look, I've been leaking, like 40%, 60%, and 20%, and they save for 2 or 3 rounds per
Let me see
percent.
how much you're leaking.
If you hit tab and scroll on the right side, it tells you. And
Okay, yeah. I see it.
I don't actually. I might leak this. I'm pretty sure I leaked this.
I hit you.
Wait, where's he going, bro? My board is just sprinting. Yeah, I still leak.
That should be okay. We'll hold it.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely
One
got
of
me.
them leak.
Deep Coiler's really overpowered on the 10. Like 252 DPS.
Okay, we're making okay damage. So.
Wait, we hit their king. What the fuck?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Oh yeah, we hit 2 people. Wow. Man, what the fuck? Sork?
I think we hit him again. I think we get all out assault
Yeah, you know what?
and hit him with pack leaders.
11. Your guy's good this wave. My guy's no. So
What?
my guy's good 11 and 12 because he's got I'm still full build.
My ancestors guide me.
What's it called? Fucking shout out to Dancer. So I go 13. My guy leaks bad. I'll save to 13 all the way. I don't usually save at all, but fuck it. I'm just gonna overbuild and
Shadow
save.
Dancer is the best unit.
It's really strong. It was really cool. Maybe I hope this. I don't have great defense. Not all, I think.
No way I don't.
Your dancer though, so they said you want to. You're actually really good this way. Dancer, I don't know why you said that. I'm really confused. But not that bad. So that was.
Okay, one of them's leaking,
No, yeah,
and then I leaked them.
Oh wait, we die here. Fuck. Does that kill us? I think so.
It's close. If
Yeah.
it doesn't kill us, it's close. We don't have max up here.
Yeah, our king ups actually are all regen.
Listen, that was a good game.
Fuck!
We'll get him next time.
Defeat.
Yeah. Do they take a lot of salt? Oh, they do take
We
a lot
need
of
to
salt.
strategize a bit more together.
Yeah. Try playing eco. It's actually I think it's really strong this patch because you can't get one shot anymore, right? So you play eco pretty heavy until they get your king low, and then by that point you have so much mythium you just they leak every wave. Like my game before that, I won it wave. It was pretty early. It was like I think it was wave. Fuck. I can check later, but it was a really
That's
early
the thing
win.
is this new king thing where you get less damage per hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin the game, but it makes it completely different.
It was very different, yeah. Like you can't get one shot, right? Because you get 1% less. You can technically, but it's like it's almost impossible to die to one send.
Right.
Oh, I got an amazing roll again. Holy shit. Okay.
Welcome to Nova.
Do I go aquas? The fuck do I start with? Green Devil? Yeah.
Right away.
This is gonna be a late game. You have Grarl. Grarl Dancer's insane. Because the Ocean Templar with Shadow Dancer heals all the minions on a percent base health. So they start like low HP, but then they heal so much health. It's actually I think it's the best comp in the game. So my latest game was with Dancer Grarl. I'm pretty sure. It was a gate card. I don't know. So Grarl's like the blue and orange.
Yeah, Grarl's good.
Girl Dancer's one of the best combos in the game right now. And then just play eco, and we'll go late and we'll win. Oh yeah, and you can go girl into Dancer too, to hold everything. Yeah, plus Phoenix Steed, that's insane. Let's see. Nice, I got a snail. My guy's Grarl, your guy's Sakura, so did you ever get DT? No. For Grarl, I want to go DT as well, but I never get it. Yeah. Double snail, leaks Grarl.
You're leaking?
No, I never leak here. So his guy, if he doesn't sell and build, so Grarl will hold 2 to no send at all.
Yep.
So guys will sometimes just play a little bit riskier, and they'll just okay, serpent.
I guess it's been on.
I got saved on. Did he switch out? Oh, he went solo.
Off to work.
They're both super low, low worker builds, which means that we can outscale them for sure. And everyone's here, beautiful. I never leak this wave, like ever, and I'm on value too. So you have to. my gates.
Oh,
I'm gonna meet the guy, the gate guy. Whatever the DT? Yeah.
Not enough material.
I didn't mean to ping that.
That is okay.
I didn't mean to. God damn it. I'm taking my hand off.
No speed.
So how's Canada look?
I hate
That
Canada.
is fucking. You hate it? I think everybody hates where they live.
No. Like, it's just bad. Not Steve. Holy shit.
Like, dude, I live in South Carolina, which I don't know how much you know about the states, but
Love
it's
the
like
States.
southern and racist as fuck. Which the southern part doesn't really bother me because a lot of southern people are really nice. But the
Not enough
racist
material.
part and the really conservative part ruins my vibe, man. Like, I mean, honestly, dude, like, I don't give a shit if you don't like somebody, but you gotta have a better reason than their skin color.
Yeah, fair enough. My country's the opposite. It's like they're so liberal that they're racist. Like they try so hard not to be racist and they end up being the most racist.
Well, that's the thing, too, is like, I get it, dude. People think you pretty evil, but like, if your great-great-great-granddaddy was a slave owner, you shouldn't have to pay reparations for that, man.
Yeah. Like our school system too is pretty fucked here. Like they took away like How to Kill a Mockingbird and like a bunch of books because they were like too hard to read. And it's like that's the point of the books. It's like it's supposed to be uncomfortable to read and teach you the history of our country. Like that's the point of the book. If it was comfortable, then you
See,
wouldn't
you
learn.
didn't go to school with elite? No, really. You didn't go to school with me, dude. Like, those teachers get excited to say the words they're not supposed to say.
For the tribes.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just weird, man. Like, there are some great people I live around. They really are. But like, and what's interesting about the United States, and like I know it's like with Australia, I've some friends in Australia and I've been to Europe a bunch, and it's different there because the country isn't as big as the United States. But like, if I moved 3 states left or 3 states up north, the people around me would act different.
Yeah. It's also like America's so big compared, like even like, actually almost every single European country is less than a single state of America, so it's kind of, it's hard to like,
Yeah, pretty
compare.
much. It just blows my mind, dude. Like I mean, my brother's in law school right now, which is
oh, me
great.
too.
He lives in a different state. And I love his state, but I despise my state.
Why don't you just move?
So I'm pretty, like, there are a lot of people who would just quit their job and up and leave. But I told them I would teach until June. I'm just sticking around till June. Mainly because I don't wanna. But like, if you go to a southern state, they're very big on like family and loyalty and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was raised on. But like, I very much agree with that, and I'm not gonna leave if I said I was gonna do something just and I'll be honest, I don't give a shit about my school. My school's fine, but like, I'm teaching some kids that whether they want to do what I teach or not, I want them to feel like I care about them. And if I just bailed, like up and bailed in the middle, that would not be the best thing for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I teach, right now I'm teaching a bunch of people that play football, not soccer, but football, but like, those kids, they're so nice and they want to learn and all those things, and if I just up and disappear, whether I realize that or not in my life, they would have some issues with it.
Yeah. That's respectable.
So I'll leave in June, but I mean, right now I'm just like, southern states have really, really nice cost of living, so I'm able to save a ton of money right now.
I don't know. Yeah, like cost of So apparently.
I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good here, but it's like. I moved into like a bigger-ish city, and things are like you can definitely tell, like things aren't as cheap.
And my degree's in graphic design and photography, which is really great. That's what I love doing. But like in South Carolina, especially the city I'm in, they don't really care about art and stuff like that. So like, you find really low wage jobs. But the closer you get to New York City, the more people pay. So I'm very much like, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here, but I want to get paid well so that I can travel and help. So I found some remote jobs I'll apply to in June. And like, I guess to put it in perspective, teaching and being trusted to take care of the kids of the next generation, I make $42,000 a year. But to go sit at home on my PC and sometimes play games when there's not work and work remote, I can make up to $80,000 a year starting off. So like, I don't really know why I would stay and doing what I'm doing. I love teaching those kids, but at the same time, I gotta go enjoy myself for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So do you like your job or not? It sounds like you.
Not enough with you.
You like the work. You don't like the work. Or what?
I don't know how the school system is in Canada, because I've never been to Canada. I've been to Germany a bunch and France a couple times, but like, in terms of United States, how teachers are treated is, it's like, I'm very much expected to teach students and also protect them and take care of them and teach them life lessons as well as my class. But at the same time, I'm not allowed to carry a weapon of any sorts, like no blades,
I hear
no
the
guns.
desert's cold.
I can't
Consider
talk
it
about political issues with them. So it very much feels like I'm babysitting right now. If that makes any sense at all. Like,
Makes sense, yeah.
again, like I said, I'm not sure what Canada's like, but I really feel some days like I'm sitting there just making sure people don't do anything they're not supposed to. Which, I understand that to an extent, but like, I want to teach art and teach people that they can make money off of art, and you really can't. And I'm sitting there and my main job is to make sure nobody shoots somebody else, and nobody sits there and does nothing, which is like, first of all, it's unfair to me because I've studied for a long time about what makes graphic design. But second of all, it's unfair to those kids because they feel like they're not learning anything.
Off to work.
Not enough gold.
It's just weird, like, I'm pumping miners, by the way. I'm gonna send on 13.
Okay, yeah. I did as well.
It's just a weird situation I'm in, because like when I was growing up, it was not the same
Not
as
enough
what
material.
it's like right now. Like, I mean, I'm not old. I'm 23. I don't feel that old. Maybe I don't know how old you are. I don't really give a shit. But like when I was in school learning, like I respected my teachers and trusted them, and nobody was bringing any danger into the classroom. And like now, dude, like I watched a video last week about 6 kids curb stomping 1 kid on the bus. Like that didn't happen when I was my age. And for the longest time, I was sitting there like, oh, maybe like we just didn't know that was going on, but it was still going on. But the reality is, like, as technology and stuff increases, students become more open to these ideas. Like, I love Breaking Bad as much as the next person, but I never took it to heart, you know. And like, there really are students and kids that are like in my school that are making drugs and stuff, and I can't really grasp that. And the other thing that bothers me is I can teach and I'm supposed to be trusted with these kids, but they give me a salary that's below living wage and expect me to be okay with that. And then they get upset when I tell them I'm not going to teach next year. Because they asked me the other week and they're like, hey, are you teaching? I was like, no, I'm going to go get a job that pays twice as much and move up from there. You know, and that blows their mind that people are willing to leave because they can't afford to live there.
Aye, sir.
Yeah.
And again, like, I don't know what you do. I'm sure it's got to be more fun.
No, it's rough, dude. So I make $46,000 a year, but I work 9
Canadian
to 10
dollars.
hours. Yeah, so the dollar's worth less. First of all, I also work 9 to 10 hour days, and it's like hard physical labor. I mean, I like the guys I work with, but
Now, weird question. How much do you live by yourself?
no.
Are you still with your parents?
My
With
brother.
your family?
Or my
So how much
brothers-
do you pay a month for rent?
Oh, so in this city, it's more. It's you can get a place for just under $1,000 for a single person, but
Month?
a month, yeah. But it's also I don't know. So it's like what 20%. So about like $800 American.
Okay.
For one person. It's not, and like to me that's not cheap. It's
No, it's not, it really isn't.
wait, they just died. What the see? You just talk and echo, and then the winds start flooding in, bro.
Well, that's, again, that's new. No, 800 a month isn't cheap for one person's rent.
Yeah, like, but everyone here seems really ecstatic with that. Like you know, they're excited. Like they're like, oh, I found a good deal. It's like, you know.
You want to know why though?
Why?
Like again, southern states, I guess their inflation's less. But so like I was looking, I want to live by myself. You know, I went to college. I learned. I studied. I feel like I deserve to be able to live comfortably by myself. And like one bedroom apartments here, and I'm in a town of about 40,000 people, which
Okay, yeah.
40,000 is a big number, but in terms of population, it's not a lot.
So my city's
It's
bigger
like,
than that. But when
it's
I
got to
just
be
moved
way
here.
bigger. But so 40,000 people, the cheapest one person apartment I could find was 1,200 a month.
Yeah, like that's so much. I don't know.
And like I'm sitting there, and
Welcome
that's
to
all great
Nova.
and whatever if I was in a big city having a blast. But I'm in the boonies, man. I'm in like the middle of nowhere. And so I'm still with my parents right now, and you know, like it's expected here at 23 years old, you've been moved out for 5 years. But how am I going to do that if I'm trying to have a savings account and I'm trying to enjoy my PC or whatever?
Yeah, you
know?
can't.
You really can't.
Well, you spend half your paycheck on your rent, or more than half sometimes, and then you
Right.
get to eat still.
Well, the
Or-
other thing is,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, man, I wouldn't. What's your name, dude? You're like.
Nathan. My name is Nathan.
Okay, yeah, that's right, Nathan. You're the fourth Nathan on my server.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
Oh.
I saw other people named Nathan. I was like,
There's a lot of Nathans. But like, I wouldn't even mind paying 1,200 a month, and I know that sounds terrible, but I wouldn't mind doing that.
Off to work.
The issue is the rule sets here are if you're gonna pay or if you're gonna live on your own, you have to prove after taxes, so after all of these deductions, you have to prove that you make 3 times the amount of rent in order to rent a place.
yeah.
So I make 2,400 a month, which honestly isn't terrible. I don't think it's that bad. I was making 1,200 a month before I graduated. I don't think it's that bad. But
That's pretty good.
the issue is I just can't move out right now, you know? I can't prove that I'm doing quote-unquote good enough. In reality, they should be looking at my, like, how much I spend on whatever and make sure I have enough. So what I've been doing this year is I've been teaching these children, and I love them to death, I really mean that, but I've been teaching them and just saving half of my paycheck instead of paying rent, so that I can go up to a bigger city that it might cost $2,000 a month to live by yourself. But the reality of it is, and people don't really think about this much, is like an iPhone, a new iPhone, like the good iPhone, is $1,000, no matter where you live. So like, even if I'm paying more on housing, I'm paying less on material goods. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, so like graphic design, like yes, it's art, but it's also like, It's more like, so somebody wants to sell something and I help them make it look pretty so they sell it. So it's very much psychological and stuff. So like if you go to New York City or something, they're willing to pay you a lot more for what I do right here. Like in South Carolina, because they don't sell a lot of things they make in South Carolina, they're gonna pay you $25,000, $30,000 for that degree. But if I go to New York, I bet I can make $200,000 just coloring all day.
So you went to school for graphic design, and now you teach what?
Graphic design.
Oh, you teach. Okay, I thought you were saying that people don't value the. Oh, actually, no, never mind. That makes sense.
Listen,
All right, sir.
when I took the job, it very much felt like they were gonna value it, but they don't, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. It is more now.
It's like if you went to go babysit a kid, and they were like, hey, they're gonna do this all day, and in reality, they just didn't listen to you. That's what I do right now. And at first, I thought it would be a good idea. Like, I was very much interested in learning to teach and helping. But I very quickly realized all they want me to do at that school is make sure they don't shoot one another. And they also, like, most of my job, like in my opinion, when I took the job, most of my job should be teaching these kids to understand that art has value and they can make some money off of it and they don't have to go do math or whatever. But in reality, my job is to make sure this school looks good so that our government gives them more money.
Yeah, it's the same here.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's the same everywhere. And you know, people complain about it here all the time. I mean, dude, it's been like that since computers have come out. Like, everybody blames Facebook or whatever, but...
Take my spear!
That said, I enjoy my personal life a lot more than I have since I was in school. Like, when I was studying, dude, I didn't want to do anything, man.
Yeah. I don't have
I was
right now. I mostly just kind of...
Well, if you're in law school, like my brother, he studies and goes to play. Like, I helped him get a PC. He'll play Overwatch every once in a while, but like, he's very much interested in going to bed.
Off to work. On my way.
But like, so before, when I was in school, I don't know, I'm sure coffee's pretty big everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
There was an owner, because I couldn't afford a coffee shop. But like, for about 4 years, I learned how to make coffee like really well. Like, I'm talking like making fun pictures in your latte and stuff. Like, I got really good at it. And then the next 2 years after that, I basically managed this guy's coffee shop for 2 years. And I don't know how it is over there. I'm sure it's very similar. But in terms of the United States, you can't make a livable wage selling coffee. Like, if I could sit there and make coffee for the rest of my life, I would do it. But I can't afford, like, if I ever, maybe that'll ever happen. If I ever find a girl that's willing to talk to me for a while, I gotta be able to afford things like that, you know? So it's just a weird situation, and I feel like every country is very similar, but everybody then the other countries kind of pretend that their country's the only one.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Not so much here, but a lot of places I go to. Like, yeah, I go to Europe sometimes. Haven't been in a while because of like COVID stuff, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the States is the worst for that kind of. Is that they seem to a lot of the time not look elsewhere, and they don't see. I don't know. I try to stay kind of like
Ready for action.
indifferent.
Let's send on 10, by the way.
On
Listen,
10.
I mean, the weird thing about the States is people don't understand how easy it is to travel.
Not enough material.
And, like they'll go to. It's very nice because I can go to a different state and feel very different. But like, if I go to Europe, it's a completely different pace of life.
Yeah.
Like my great-great-grandma's still in Germany. We go see her a lot. And like they have Christmas markets and all this stuff that's weird here, but it's very much human in the sense that in Germany it gets dark at night and people want to hang out and vibe and chill.
Right away.
And that's what they do to kind of make up with it, I guess. And like we don't. Hey, don't send wave 10. We'll spin and we'll save the 13.
Oh fucking hell, dude! 13. Okay.
Yeah. We'll save after wave 10 ends. So send as much econ as you can towards units for wave 11, and once wave 10 ends, we'll shoot.
Oh wait, sorry. So send 11 or 10.
Send 11, but like the 30 seconds we vibe and chill, don't send that econ, we'll save it.
Oh, I get it.
But like it's really weird here, like people are so scared to leave the country, and I've been so many times out of the States that I don't understand why people are that scared.
I don't know if it's fear. I feel like a lot of Americans just. I mean, actually, okay. One of the things is that the laws are so different in other places, right? That it's kind of like I'm nervous sometimes going down to the States, just their driving laws are different and shit like that. Or even drinking. So I'm 19, right? If I was to drink in the States, I'd get fucked. Whereas here, it's nothing. It's a crime, a real crime.
Right.
that basketball shit that got arrested in Russia for being a league, like things that in your country might seem super like irrelevant or just nonchalant or like federal crimes in other countries. Dude, I never hold 10.
Well,
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, but I never hold 10.
So the United States is very weird in the sense that, like, I mean, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but and I didn't believe it for a long time. But like, your skin color depends how you're treated, especially in southern states. Hang on, let me think about what I'm gonna pick. I'm taking allowance.
I'm taking vampire, but I want to build up my Grarl, and I didn't build the Grarl yet, so I'll have to wait a turn. It's okay, I'll
Turning auto off, and I'm gonna say
to 13. Dude, I feel like we just scale. Like, so my guy probably holds. He has Disciple Steed, which is really fucking strong. Plus he has Antlers.
Listen,
for 13.
man. Trust me on this.
Okay, I'll do
turn
it.
auto
I'll
off.
do it, and I'll pick up the best send I can. But I think he'll hold, or he won't die. That's for sure. Just the tenacity.
I don't think they'll die, but I think they'll get a 50.
Oh, they're saving on us.
And then 17 and 18 we can just explore. It's just really weird here because like the way I was raised and growing up, I don't care what you look like as long as you treat me right.
Yeah.
But there really are people out here in this city that, like, if you're black, they're gonna beat you to death regardless. And I don't understand what they learned, but they really feel like that's what they're supposed to do. Like, it's so weird here.
I mean, it's not just southern states. There are people in Canada that are like that.
Like,
It's human nature.
I guess I get it because I understand psychological effects on like being raised, but like just because someone's different doesn't mean they're a bad person. You know? I'm gonna send on this wave path leader and
yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'll do sure. Path leader, safety. I'll get a hermit if I can. I'll probably get a hermit too.
On my way.
But like, I mean that stuff really messes with me because I've never felt that way.
Yeah, I understand it, but I don't agree. Like I'm not. I guess I am racist, probably, like by definition. But I don't treat people poorly because of their race. Like I say some shit sometimes that can be construed as racist, I guess.
You know, but like, that's another thing is like, over here where I'm at, like the N-word, I'm not allowed to say it, you know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know.
At the same time, if it's that bad, why is anybody allowed to say it? You know, like I get these questions that are asked. But like, I mean, in my city where I'm at right now, there are people who will not hire somebody because of their skin color or ethnicity.
Yeah.
And that's very strange to me.
Shut down.
I'll leave the same as I'll leave my guy. It's funny. But I got a bounty though.
Oh, they both leave.
Yeah. What do you do more king ups? Actually, because you held.
I didn't
oh, wait,
hold.
never mind.
You think I did, but I didn't hold.
And then 4 eyes too.
Shut down.
They took, and they also had. Oh, dude, yeah, like we gave them so much money.
I don't think you should have 31 minus, but
Well, I'm pushing to 5.
I'm saving till 15.
I will go mega late if I get a chance.
I don't know, man. I think like people read these news articles or whatever, and they're like very left or right. Like you're either this way or you're that way, and I've never felt that way ever in my life.
Yeah, I'm not 100% left, 100% right, but I don't know. It's the same thing. Like so when you're voting shit, like do you vote for one of the sides or do you just abstain or something?
So I'm like, if you talk to anybody else in this city, most people will vote for one side or the other side.
Because you have to. Like so here there's the well, obviously you don't have that because there's no Quebec. But
right.
It's a waste. It's a waste of vote, in my opinion. Even though it's like a protest vote, you don't actually change anything because they never win, right?
Right. But you know, there's
decide.
two things I have about that. If everybody that sat there and said, "Oh, they never win," voted, they probably would win.
Maybe.
You know.
There's a chance.
Maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would. I'm singing. Shaman and
yeah, Shaman's good this way. I'm just spamming dinos to tank.
Yep. But like, at the same time, so we've got two parties. We've got Democratic and Republican.
Yeah.
So like when I get a vote, I get about 13 people on
Consider it done.
I guess, ticket is what they call it here. So when I get to vote on every individual thing. So all 13 of those things I get to pick what I think would be best. And so I really don't mean this in a bad way, but Republican Party tends to be more greedy in the sense that they want their money to be their money, not the government's money, not anybody else's.
I'm like that, I guess. Oh, this is
And
GG.
I don't think we didn't lose.
No, they died. I think
But,
oh no,
oh,
yeah, no, they died. Holy shit.
Victory.
So when I'm voting for things like there's a treasurer that's in charge of basically like the entire country's money, hypothetically, I'm gonna vote Republican. But when there's things like, I guess they call it they call it the same in Canada because we speak the same language. But like abortion and things, like whether I would get an abortion or not, I very much feel strongly that people should be able to make that decision themselves. So like if it comes to personal rights and issues, I tend to vote Democratic, which is a little bit more let the people choose.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think the Republicans to you are
Welcome
more
to Nova.
pro-freedom, less safety. Like my country's run by the liberals or the Democrats,
Right.
and it's very like your rights consistently will get ignored to kind of just make things safer for the majority of the populace. And I don't know. So I'm actually against abortion. I don't think it's right. I think we need a better adoption system and.
Well, I mean,
fix the problem.
I gotta go piss real quick, but I'll
You're good.
add to that.
Okay.
After the piss.
Sounds good. Actually, fuck, I'm gonna take a piss too.
Seconds.
You still here?
Yep. I took a piss as
So
well.
I muted my mic. You
Oh,
could have
okay.
heard me piss if you wanted, but I didn't feel like that was necessary. So in terms of the Republican Party and like the way I was raised and the way I grew up, my religion, all those things, I think most of the time they make the decisions that I would choose, if that makes sense. But also the way I was growing up, like, so in terms of abortion, I don't agree with abortion at all, and I would never make that choice. I would keep the kid or I would give the kid up for adoption, regardless. I don't care if I'm 14 or whatever, that's my personal choice. But at the same time, understanding how big my country is and how different everybody's views and values are, I don't feel comfortable choosing that decision for everybody, if that makes sense.
That's reasonable.
So like, statistically, most of the time, if there's an abortion, it's normally for a medical reason. Somebody can't live or somebody will be disabled or whatever if they have that child, you know. I'm sending now actually.
Yeah, I sent to you as well.
So like, that's really strange. But like the Republican Party, the biggest issue I have with them isn't with our representatives. In fact, I think they do a really good job. But the issue I have with them is the people that agree with them. And you probably, of course, you're in Canada, so you have different people you're supporting and not supporting. But like,
Off to work.
I mean, when COVID happened, and listen, I understand COVID, like for me and you, aren't that big of a deal. Like we're chilling, we're vibing, we have a flu, and we get back in it, you know. But like for older people, and in my circumstance, customers who I have cared about and served coffee for a long time at that point in my life, like that was a big deal for them. But like on Facebook, you would see people who were very much, instead of caring about the people around them, they were caring about themselves and the fact that they couldn't go to a restaurant or whatever. And that was hard for me to watch, because like, listen, I love restaurants as much as the next person, but I don't mind skipping out on going out to eat for a little while to make sure somebody doesn't die of a cold. And so that was a really eye-opening thing for me in that country, or in this country. And while Democratic parties get a lot of things wrong, they get this idea of safety very, very correct.
So I have a counterpoint to the restaurant thing. Is if somebody is you know has a weak immune system or is open to dying from colds or COVID, why are they going out to restaurants? So don't go out if you're vulnerable or susceptible to COVID. And that way each person
I
can
understand
decide
that.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's a couple things I have with that, and you know, like ultimately, it doesn't matter. Like, don't think I'm mad because you disagree. If you do, I'm not mad about that. I like community.
And they're hard subjects because they're not like black and white. It's very opinion-based.
I agree, and so like I said, my country treats it very black and white. But the reality of it is honestly, when COVID happened, and I think we're all kind of comfortable with it now, but when it did happen, if we had all sat in our rooms for 2 weeks and figured out what was going on, like if everybody listened to kind of the rules and guidelines, in 2 weeks it would have been done. Ultimately, that doesn't it doesn't happen ever, but like in terms of where I was, like people didn't give a shit. So here I was making my coffee and I saw the people who didn't give a shit, and I didn't see the people who did. And in terms of that perspective, it was eye-opening because I understood kind of the difference. Like, I get both sides. But, so you've got these old people, and it's very much, why don't you just stay home and let everybody else figure it out? But at the same time, if you think about it a little bit deeper, what if they're like their grandkids, it's older people that were affected by it. What if their grandkids went out and partied and drank the next night, and then they went and visited them? Like, you don't really know how or when or where that's going to affect you. So it's very much up in the air. And so scientifically, if we have an idea of how long it takes to kind of relax and sit still, in my mind, in a perfect world, we would all just sit still for 2 weeks and then get back to it after 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
that's just it will never work that way.
So I
As
did
much
listen to the
as I
COVID restrictions when they first came out. I was isolated. So my school shut down. I was in high school still, and I was shut in for. It was actually a few months, I think it was. But the first 2 weeks, I listened. I stayed in, and then they said within 2 weeks, you know, we'll everything's lifted. We'll have some new protocols, blah blah, and then they kept extending the 2-week lockdown later and later and later. And I was down to like I had a 17% in English because I don't know, wasn't as engaged on Teams or Microsoft Teams. They opened my school back up for 1 week before exams, and I got up to a 76, I think it was, in English. It was just like I had a hard time with the whole lockdown and shit, and I ended up I stopped listening near the end. I just started going out and shit. I listened in the beginning. I followed all the rules. They know there's promises. It'll be over in 2 weeks. It never was, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I tried it your way and it didn't work.
You know, that's understandably, that's perfectly okay. You know, I get that because, like, this vaccine came out and they were like, everybody get a vaccine, we're going to be done. And every 6 months, I'm supposed to go get another vaccine. I got one. Listen, I understand that it might prevent a disease, but at the same time, injecting things inside of me, whether they help one thing or another, they're going to affect the rest of my body, you know. So I got one and I was done. Like, I stopped, regardless of what I agree or disagree with. Like, I was very much adamant on I'll do this one time and then I'm done. You know, and I know a lot of older people, again, because I made their coffee, that every 6 months they're going to go and get a shot.
Yeah.
And for them, the risk, it's kind of like an idea, I believe, it's risk/reward. So, like, yeah, and that's very similar with Legion, like the risk of sending or saving. If we send, we might hit. If we save, we'll definitely hit, but we can't lose, you know. So that's very similar kind of in this game. For me, the risk-reward is not as crucial as it is for an older person. And so eventually I was kind of just okay with doing my own thing. And ultimately, if the entire world, which is impossible because we're a free world and we get to decide these things for ourselves, people are going to do things regardless. If we had free will and we all sat inside for 2 weeks, the whole thing would have never happened. Or at least not as bad as it did. But that's just not how people work, and I understand that, and I'm okay with that. And at this point, after 3 years, I understand if I get it, I get to go home, I sleep in my bed, and I'll get paid while I sleep in my bed. And I'm okay with that, you know. But like at that moment when it was big for the first few months, I'd say 6 months, it was very rough watching both sides, because I was with both sides, you know. I'm young, I just turned legal drinking age, I wanted to go out and party.
Command me. Yes, my lord.
But at the same time, I saw older people who didn't quite understand what was going on, you know. So it's just weird. And so in terms of politics for America, most of the time, if you talk to any of my other friends, they would very much have a concrete stand and they'd say, I believe this and this is why. But in terms of me, who is educated in an art major, that doesn't make much sense because it's art. I'm very much open to understanding and listening. And that's what's tough, is you've got such a big country and I'm over here trying to listen. but everybody's got different opinions about it. At the same time, though, you know, I'm taken care of. I'm not worried about me. I'm vibing and chilling. I've got a very nice PC. I have 3 monitors. They all run
Wait on your mark.
great, and that's kind of like the biggest thing. It sucks to say that. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about is how well my PC runs. I'm pretty happy right now, but like, again, you've got such a huge country. So everybody's got a different view on what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
And Canada's pretty big too.
It's not. It's a big, like land-wise, yeah. It's not the population.
We await your orders.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, like I would very much love to be living in the 1500s, farming and chilling. But then again, I enjoy Legion Tower Defense too that much that I'm glad it's here while I'm around.
Yeah.
It's just weird. You know, I'm not mad if people think differently about it. I'm saving till 13, by the way. I'm turning all
I'm
of
gonna
that.
pack with a dude. I'm gonna fuck this guy. Because the pilot from mine is Yuzores.
Yeah.
And I'm getting pissed off these guys keep fucking saving on me, so fuck it. I'm gonna pack it. And it's
I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, I've been to other countries, but I've never lived in other countries, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, I understand the culture and stuff, but, like, in terms of politics, what I feel is everybody in every other country is a little bit better than we are, but in reality, I think everybody's arguing about the same thing. So like every 2-3 months we vote about abortion and all these other things, and they go, what happens in the United States is they go one way and then the next time they go the other way. So nothing ever really changes. And my biggest thing is I would love for things to change. I don't care which way they change because of how open I am. I think change is good and important. But because there's never been a consistent change because it goes one way and then the next year it goes the other way, we're kind of just stuck right now.
My country is, I think we, so like definitely I think women's rights was a positive. I think, you know, we had shit wrong a while ago, but I think we've gone the other direction now where it's kind of like nobody values men in society. It's kind of just like, I don't know, I feel like we've done a big fucking 180, and I think it's not helpful for
I think we're going to go in circles for a little while, honestly. Because I agree with you. Because I think women are just as important, but they have a different role.
I agree with that, 100%.
You know, and so like I very much, in terms of what I believe, like I'm Christian, I believe in the Bible. I don't go to church much, but that's kind of where I'm coming from. And I understand it's a different time, but even if you look at like biologically and science and stuff like that, men are built very different from women. And there are two equally important roles that we play, but we've got a lot of people that don't want to play the role that they should play. If that makes sense. Like,
It makes sense, yeah.
like if I had it my way, Nate, I would. I mean, I've been going on a few dates with this girl, better than I've been in a few months. But if I had it my way, I would marry this girl. I'd have 2 kids, and she would take care of the kids while I went to work.
We
and
await
we'd
your
do
order.
this.
My
You know, but
blade
it's
thirsts.
just not how it's working right now, I guess. And so you've got a lot of people that feel like women should be working, or women should be doing this, or men should be doing this or this, and it's just it's very weird, because before the internet came out, people never really thought like that.
Yeah.
So right now, when everything's kind of, I'd honestly say things are open a little bit too much. You know, like, I love TikTok as much as the next person, but like, you hear things from other people and you take those things into your life. That's how humanity works, and it's a wonderful thing. But like, I very much, so if you dive deep down into the Bible, the bottom line is love your neighbor more than you love yourself. And it's the one thing I'm ever kind of, that's my one rule, you know, is I'm gonna love everybody as much as I can, regardless. And that's not the same everywhere. It's very much different in most places, but like, that's what I feel like I'm supposed to do, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
And the way that's,
that way, but you get exploited a lot. Like I used to, like, you know, I'm very nice even now. But I feel like people just take advantage of you all the time if you're nice to them. And it kind of like, it turned me down the other direction where I was, like, I'm now like, I'm more cautious when I talk to people, or I'm more, like, I won't say rude, I'm not rude, but I'm more like, standoffish, I guess, is a good word. Because I've been exploited so much. Yeah, go for it.
I don't know how you have 47 lines.
I have 50.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna push to 69.
So the second thing is, it's very weird, you know, like, again, thankfully I have a lot of experience with serving people and making their coffee. You know, so like, I understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like, what's really hard to realize, especially if you're growing up, is you're allowed to say no if people overstep your boundaries. Like, you don't have to play it safe, but if you can understand when to say fuck off, that's the most important thing.
That's hard for me. It's easier to say that than it is to really do it, in my opinion. I don't know. It's caused some problems in my life. I say yes too much to shit, or I'm too nice to people. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good. If everybody followed that doctrine, it would be beautiful. But I think because not very many people do, it's a hard thing to stand by.
Like, so, I mean, to put it in perspective in terms of saying yes to people, you know, like, I very quickly learned when to say yes and when to say no, because I was in charge of the coffee shop that I was at. So if somebody was
Vengeance is ours.
misbehaving, I had executive permission to kick them out, you know. But like, I would call him my friend at this point. My friend Jeremy, he's 61. He died of pancreatic cancer last week, you know. We had a gathering about him. It was great, it was wonderful, you know, but like, I don't know, Jeremy's the kind of person that I've met in my life that I want to live my life by, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be who Jeremy was. He sat there, he wrote poetry. and he had to have a little journal that if somebody said something he liked, he would write it down and add it to his poetry. You know, like I think that's very admirable of him. And then I've dealt with people that aren't like Jeremy that I've had to kick out of my store. At 19 years old, you know, like in terms of the society I live in, that's still a child, you know. I'm expected to have the authority to kick somebody out. That was very weird to me. But in terms of that perspective, like we went to Jeremy's gathering today actually. You know, about 35 people that I wouldn't think we're close to Jeremy. We're close to Jeremy. You know, that's awesome. That's great.
My blade thirst.
On my way.
People that are assholes won't have people that are close to them, and I feel bad for that. But at the same time, that kind of puts it into the moral perspective, regardless of religion or where you live or what you believe in. In terms of humanity, we have, in general, there are things we like, certain traits and characteristics that we appreciate about people. And we have characteristics we don't. So, like, I don't know, all the assholes I've dealt with, I wish them the best, but I never want to see them. And that's kind of where I get my morals and ethics is if there's somebody I didn't like, I'm not gonna act like it. And that's just how I look at it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, man. I feel like I just ranted for about 6 minutes. I'm very much trashed at this point in life. So if it didn't make sense, that's okay.
It makes complete sense. I'm pretty much sobered up now.
Not. I'm staying pretty drunk until I go to bed. I'm glad we're winning.
They're dead.
That makes
Yeah.
me feel good though.
They're just gonna do thing else if they die. Idiots.
It's close.
No.
I think it's ridiculous though. Like we won 3 in a row, and we haven't really been talking about the game.
No, you just eco, you chill, you vibe. Politics help the game.
I'm glad you're listen. I'm glad you're in my Discord though. I think you're chill. I try to play this game as much as I can, but I play a lot of other games. You're welcome to play those too.
Yeah, dude, I'm down to play new games. I have to go to the bar now though. My friends they texted me they're a kilometer away, so.
Yeah, man. Well, maybe tomorrow night.
Oh no, I'll definitely be on tomorrow night. If you're on, just tag me. I'll be
All
on
right,
100%.
man.
Have a good
Hey,
night, bro.
y'all be safe at the bar.
I'll try my best. No promises. Good night, man.
All right, man. Have a good night, okay?
You too.